could tell cheese costs extra.
Oh yeah, for sure. He got those cheese in it. Because remember the first time he was like, just let me get these burgers real quick, man. I'm hungry. Let me get these burgers. he's trying to get the crack and get some burgers. He was trying to go crazy with that little money he had. He was like, no. He was like, trying to get crack in a meal. Like he was having a good night. Hey, he's gonna suck some dick later. He's gonna have a good old night with him.
I knew that was coming.
Good movie review. Good movie review. Good movie review. Watch us on YouTube.
Is this thing on? I feel sorry for your mother.
Oh, what you say about my?
What you say?
What you say about my mother, nigga?
What you say about my mother?
Hold on.
Hood movie review. This is Hood movie review right here, and we got your host, of course, the bad guy himself, Kenny. We got to my right, we got TK, Mr. Unbiased, and then we got the wise one himself, Sledge.
Oh,
Mr. Wise One, the wise one.
Yes, sir.
Calling the genius.
Yeah, the hood genius.
Look, I'm happy you start off with that though, because let's get into that real quick. I feel sorry for your mother. Yes, I do, old dog. You didn't do nothing in this whole movie to make your mother proud. Like,
damn.
Hey,
nothing in this movie has made your mother
facts
proud.
already. Already. All right, so we'll get to it. The soundtrack out of 5. What we getting the soundtrack out of 5?
5.
I like
to give it a 5.
I like straight up Menace. I like MC8 on that.
I'm not like
it.
Yeah,
I need a 4.
Shit, man. I'm at a 4 too. I'm at a 4. I'm at a 4 as well. I'm at a 4. Wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good.
It was good. It was good.
It wasn't hustle and flow, get rich or die trying, but it was good.
Above the rim and
Above the Rim is up there. I was listening to Above the Rim,
and I'd say Set It Off probably had the best soundtracks I heard on here so far.
And Superfly.
Superfly had a pretty good soundtrack. Superfly did have a pretty good soundtrack.
I didn't like Superfly, son. Maybe because I think 21 Savage was on the song though, so I did like that one.
Yeah, it was a lot because Future produced it. He put a lot of good stuff in there. I feel like
it was a nice one. I listened to that once on my spare time. I said that on the episode too. Gonna double down on it. Just gonna double down on it. You know.
So now let's get into it. And by the way, I'm not gonna say trivia on the show. I'm gonna just tell y'all because there's a lot of trivia putting in there. Okay, this episode it's a lot. There's a lot going on with this movie. All right. So I'm gonna start with this. The script was written before the 1992 LA riots. And when the Hughes brothers were pitching the script to different studios, many of them wanted to attach the riots to the film. And they were like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not trying to profit off the misery of real people. And this led to the script not selling for a while. The movie was also structured after the movie Goodfellas. While Tiger Williams and the Hughes brothers were still working on the script, they saw the commercial for Boys in the Hood, and they thought their dreams was over. They were like, "Damn!" and then they saw Boys in the. Then they actually went and saw the movie. It was like, "Oh, this is completely different. What we doing, so we good." So that's what. So they ended up still going on with the movie.
But you said they got something from Goodfellas. What they get from Goodfellas?
They structured it after the movie Goodfellas.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
That's what they said.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you see that though in the movie that they structured it like Goodfellas?
I mean, they said it. They said they structured it like that.
No, I was just asking you though. Like, do you see that in the movie though?
I wasn't looking at it like that, so I'd have to rewatch it again.
To look at it from that viewpoint, though, I don't see it because it didn't show like over time like Goodfellas did. Goodfellas built a story where he was younger, then they showed him like a life over time. This all happened in the summer.
Well, Goodfellas, that was damn near a biopic because that was about a real person. So
I feel like Menace to Society could be about a real person still, but I just don't see it being structured.
They try to make it like okay, like you can get where he's coming from, but like I said, it wasn't actually about somebody real. Like whereas Goodfellas was about what's his name? Henry Hill, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Henry Hill. But yeah,
Henry.
Yeah. But yeah, and I'm gonna get into the movie now. So Kevin Anderson, aka O Dog, which is played by Lorenz Tate, which is his first film. This is his first film. And Kane, which is Tyron Turner. It's only in this. What's the movie? Belly, and was in I forget that movie's called. The Blacks. I forget the movie, Mike Epps. And he's playing Kane this one. They're buying 40s at the local gas station. And while they're shopping, they're being followed by the Asian owners because they think they're going to steal. And
hurry up and buy.
Yeah, hurry up and buy. After some bickering back and forth, the male owner says, "I feel sorry for your mother." And O-Dog shoots and kills them both and then steals the security tape footage and the money in the register. Now, the Korean store owner was supposed to say, "You ghetto bastard," but they changed it up to make the racism seem more subtle because this is a little more realistic that way. And
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think that was a security tape, or do you think that was a highlight tape?
Well, it was a security tape for them. It was a highlight tape for him.
Okay, I was just saying.
mental illness is black people need to look into that a little more because between him,
this was the 90s though. This was the 90s.
Between him and Bishop, them niggas were sick. They were young, just killing niggas, and it felt nothing. Like they was just like, yeah, showing it off to people, showing videos off like his highlights. That's crazy.
He said he was young, black, and just didn't give a fuck.
It's still wild. It's still wild.
It is wild because that was really a highlight tape. You see how blew his head off?
Yeah, he was like, oh, he was just in the tape like.
He said, "I'm gonna sell this shit."
Yeah, and I didn't write this down. I was supposed to do that, but I just thought about that. Basically, the what you call it, the director and the writers fucked up, and the reason why O-Dog's fingerprints weren't caught on the scene was because they forgot. I guess they forgot to put that in there, or whatever. I don't know. They just said they realized they fucked up, and they said they only had what's his name's Kane's on there. When he was like drinking the bottle. When they said even though realistically O-Dog was touching everything and was back there grabbing the stuff and register. So they at first they had cut all that out, and then they said, "Fuck it, we'll just take the L on that." And in the original scene, there was a Korean child that was supposed to be in there playing with a toy gun during the robbery scene, but the child actor was too busy playing with the toy, so they cut it out.
So, but you notice though in the spinoff they had that shit though.
Yeah, they did.
What spinoff?
Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah, Don't Be a Menace. Yeah.
Because that's when the little kid came from under the register or whatever. And I would have to hit you with one of these or some shit.
Yeah.
No, that's Malibu Most Wanted. When they made
I
fun of
thought you.
Wasn't that on there too though?
No, yeah, I knew you're talking about. That was Malibu Most Wanted. Yeah.
I thought that was on Don't Be a Menace.
Nah, Malibu Most Wanted.
Okay.
He said I would have hit your ass with this and this.
Well, yeah. I have a funny wild take though too. I'm gonna put in there since you brought that up. Is Malibu's Most Wanted a spinoff of 8 Mile?
A parody? Yeah,
Go ahead,
it's a parody of 8 Mile. And a little, and that scene was a parody of Menace Society.
Okay.
Okay. I was like, who's coming in here? Okay.
Nah, y'all had to switch over. My earpiece about to die.
Okay. So we cut to the 70s at a welcome home party for the I forget his name, for the one dude.
Wow.
Yeah, it's and Kane's father, played by Samuel Jackson, who was a dealer, and the wife was a junkie. We see a young Kane, which is Brandon Hammond, Space Jam, and what's the other movie with the
Soul Food?
Soul Food. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, what's the movie with the Soul Food? Oh yeah, Soul Food. That's how I got it. So he's influenced by the criminal behavior from the dad and his friends. And his friends played by Reginald Ballard, which is Bruh-Man, and Purnell, which is Glenn Plummer, OG Bobby Johnson. His what old boy's character's name's Clyde. I forgot to say that. His name's Clyde. Are outside, let him get a sip of liquor and let him hold the gun. And Purnell is the one that puts him onto the game. And his dad kills the man that they were having the welcome home party for over a card game that gets intense. Which is honestly one of my favorite scenes of the movie, because he was like, "Yo, somebody, motherfucker." He was money. He's like,
so leave it to black people though, right?
No.
Leave it to black people to have a welcome home party 2 weeks later because he said, you've been out for about 2 weeks now. You think it's about time to give me my money? How's this a welcome home party this 2 weeks later? This man.
Yeah, they killed him. And then they killed him.
At his party.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my scene, though. He was like, yo, with some money, motherfuckers. Said, nah, but here you go.
Here you go.
And they're back to present time, and Kane has been checking up on Pernell's baby mom, Ronnie, played by Jada Pinkett Smith. This is her film debut as well. And she's known for Set It Off, Jason's Lyric. And now that he's in jail, he's checking up on her. And Kane reveals his dad was killed in a drug deal when he was 10, and he stayed at his church-going grandparents' house for a little bit. But when his mom OD'd and died, he just ended up staying. And Lorenz Tate grew up on Chicago's West Side, which is controlled by the Vice Lords. And at the scene where he enters and daps up Kane, he throws up the 5 when shaking Kane's hand. You said what?
No, they were in South Central.
No, I'm saying Lorenz Tate is from Chicago. So when he dapped him up, he did the 5 like the Vice Lords do.
So you saying he's from there in real life, or he moved there in the movie?
In real life, Lorenz Tate.
Okay.
I'm just saying Lorenz Tate. Like I said, I'm not saying tribute. I'm just saying Lorenz Tate in real life dapped him up, threw up the 5, and like I said, I guess like to shout them out. And another interesting fact: O-Dog was originally supposed to have a Jerry curl perm, and it's supposed to be muscular. But then they changed it when they had Lorenz Tate. They was like,
played the role too well though.
Yeah, no. He did a great job. I'm saying that's what the character was supposed to look like. That was the original look.
Who would they would have got that's muscular? Uncle Jerome wasn't out yet.
But here's the thing, though. So, Ice Cube was supposed to play him. He was supposed to play him, and he said he didn't want to be typecast as an LA gangster. But he said, but he saw Lorenz Tate killed it, and he said he regrets not taking that role.
He wasn't going to do better than Lorenz Tate, though. Ice Cube.
No, for a fact. Because Lorenz Tate he act his ass off. He can play the bad guy. He can play, and he also plays the good guy really well.
Lorenz Tate is a real actor, nigga. You was a rapper turned actor.
And honestly, I feel like this is a hot take, but I feel like O-Dog did a better acting job in his first film than Old Girl did from Set It Off. If we're gonna do that, no, I said from Set It Off. Because this is Jada's first film, but I'm talking about Old Girl. The one I need that money.
She was doing too much. She just tried too hard. I feel like in her debut. I feel like
it seemed more natural for him. It seemed more natural. I feel like
O-Dog played a good role because he didn't really. Everything he did, it was just like it just seemed like it was him already anyway. So I got these burgers
outside Chicago.
Like you feel me? Like it wasn't nothing that phased me. Got the gun. Hey yo, this the one the coffee. Hey nigga, like everything was just like he was young though, so he was enamored. Look at that word by me, enamored by me.
So what was I about to say? So like I said, it's supposed to be Ice Cube. Got seen O-Dog at the same time. Ice Cube. And so at this point, Kane and his hustling cousin, Harold, they're always seen together. And they go to this party where O-Dog is showing the tape off to his friends. And he's like, man, why are you showing the people that? Like, he's like, man, I ain't gonna show nobody else that. I ain't gonna show nobody else that. He's like, okay, I hear you. So now we see AWAX, who is a seasoned thug, and he pretty much keeps them in line, and he has them do work because he's done so much work already. And here's some trivia. New Line Cinema wanted a platinum rapper in the movie, so they got MC8 to play AWAX. He ad-libbed all his lines, and it was supposed to be played by MC Ren, but MC Ren ended up turning his life over to the Nation of Islam at the time. So he got switched out. And Sharif is an ex-thug turned woke, turned Muslim. And Sharif complained, this is the weird thing. He was complaining he was cold, but is laying on the cooler. That's that part, I was like, you laying on the cooler, complaining you cold, got your hoodie up. He's like, why you got your hoodie up, man? He's like, I'm cold. The black man ain't supposed to be here for this cold. It's like, nigga, get off the cooler.
So are you gonna introduce Sharif though? Sharif is from Boys in the Hood, the one that took Ricky's ball. and said, I have
He
money to
was.
buy all the balls, like all the footballs and stuff I want to buy. So that was Sharif. So that was why he was a knucklehead turned.
That was ex knucklehead era. He didn't change since then. He didn't change
Yep.
since
So
then.
he found a new group of friends that was still bad, apparently. You know, but you know, he was trying to preach to them though. Yeah. So since you introduced every character though, I want to know how old was everybody?
It's still another character. Still another character.
Okay.
But I'll let you know for Sharif real quick. Sharif was played by Tupac at first, but was fired when he got in an argument about the character and fought the co-director. MC8 said every time we got ready to rehearse, he had an opinion about his character. He wanted them to write in the script why he turned Muslim. Show them why I turned Muslim, and they wouldn't do it, and that's what angered him. He said, "You're not going to just give people that ideal that Tupac is just this, preach, my brother, fuck that." Tupac ended up being charged with assault and battery. A tape of the appearance was played at the trial as evidence against Shakur. Shakur was sentenced to 15 days in jail.
He was trying to kill them.
That's passion.
Yeah.
I like that. That's passion.
We got one more character. We got Stacy. He was the football player playing Mac Daddy that's trying to go to Kansas to play ball.
Stacy. He had a nice little car too.
He did. Then we're gonna get this real quick.
He had a dog. He had a dog tutu in his car.
No, that was for the kids. That was for the kids.
I know, but it was still a dog toy. It looked like.
Got a hood movie commandment. Hood movie rule number 7. Stop showing everybody the evidence. Stop showing everybody the evidence when you committing crimes. You gonna get in trouble every time. Don't do that.
They were teenagers. They were slow.
They were young.
He was young and dumb. I just had to get that out there so that way if you're out here committing crimes, don't show everybody the evidence. You're gonna get in trouble one day. And like I said, there's a reason why I say that. So they all go out. They all leaving the party, and they split up. AWACS leaves with a certain group, and then Kane and his cousin Harold, they leave together. So AWACS is asking for snaps on the petro.
But all them drugs y'all selling in the community, you ain't got no money.
They don't know what snaps on the petrol is. That's for gas money.
And then
and nobody has it.
And then how much did he put on the tank?
$3. $3.
Let me get 3 on 3.
He said, "Hey nigga, wake up." He said, "Nigga, wake up."
That's 3 gallons though. Bro, gas
back then it was probably gas was only. If he was on E, that might have put you on half a tank.
Yeah. Back then, that was. So
I mean, that's cool still. I understand.
I know, but here and now was crazy. Here and now was crazy, but back then $3. He's like, "Man, you can't put no money down." And like I said, nobody has it. And the other side, we see Kane, his cousin, they're getting carjacked, and they get shot at, and Kane is wounded, and Harold dies, and the rest of the group show up when they hear the shooting. Go ahead.
It's my question. Was that Tommy Davis that shot Harold, or that wasn't Tommy Davis? Because it looked like Tommy Davis a little bit, and I always wondered that, but I never looked it up.
Tommy Davis, like Tommy Davidson, like the comedian.
Yeah, Tommy Davis.
Nah,
that wasn't Tommy Davidson.
Nah, no, he looked more like Sharif.
I thought that was Tommy
he looked more like Sharif than Tommy Davidson. So the funny thing is, the director Albert Hughes was the body double for Harold during the scene where he gets shot because the actor wasn't available at the time. And Kane spends a week in the hospital. He gets out, and O-Dog checks on Kane and the granddad preaching to him about the murder. He's like preaching about murder in general.
Oh wait,
and he also
wait,
asked Kane.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
My part when they walked into the hospital and he busted in the hospital, she's like, he's gonna bleed, bitch. What he say?
Yeah. So okay, I didn't mention this part. So when they brought him into the hospital, literally he's bleeding, he's bleeding, like blood is all over him. They're like, "Hey, we need help. We need a doctor." And she's like, "I need you to fill out these forms." We said, "Bitch, fuck them forms. Get a doctor out here." Bitch, fuck them forms. I agree with him.
He's bleeding.
He's a bitch, fuck them forms. So like I said, they end up checking on Kane, and they get out. the granddad's preaching them about murder in general, and he asked Kane, "Do you care if you live or die?"
I don't know.
And Kane's like, "I don't know." Every main character got a soft ass voice in these movies, so I don't know. And O-Dog says, "Hey, I know where them pieces. Like, I got something. What was I got to tell you? Oh yeah, I know who killed your cousin. Like, you don't just slip your mind." He said, "Yeah, I had something to tell you. What was it? Oh yeah, I know niggas that killed your cousin. I know where they at."
You gotta think about it though. He probably went through a lot that day though. So you never know. He could have just robbed another gas station, or looking for earlier
it's
that
wild
morning.
to do that. He said, "Damn, I had something to tell you. What was it? Slip my mind. Oh yeah, I know niggas that shot your cousin. I know where they at."
Hey, that's what I'm saying. He might have had a day so far though.
So he tells him he knows where they at, and he's like, "You down for a 187?" He's like, "Yeah." So O-Dog still later on, O-Dog still showing up the tape, and you can hear Clifton Powell in the background. So you can hear this hating ass behavior from the background. He goes, "Hey, look at Kane in the background being a little bitch. Look at him in the background. He's like getting 40s and shit. Look at him in the background." So then he says, "Played by Clifton Powell. Got it. Ding. Got to put on the counter. Got the Clifton Powell counter.
Right.
Bing. Hood movie legend. That's what I put in there. Just said Hood movie legends and everything. Playing Chauncey in the background. Making fun of Kane when they hear him not doing nothing. And so at this point, they all leave. And on the way, Kane is feeling iffy about it. And when O-Dog, he said, he's like, "I've always been around murder, but I've never actually done the murder myself. Because there's another thing to actually do it." And when O-Dog's hyped, he's like, "Man, I didn't show." He's like showing the tape. He's like, "Man, look, I'm gonna be a movie star for this." You said what?
I'm about to be the next Steven Spielberg.
He said Steven Seagal. He's gonna be the next Steven Seagal.
Yeah. Bro, he was. I ain't never seen somebody so thirsty.
Yeah, he was wild. He was wild for that.
Didn't give a fuck. Like,
and Kane yells at him for it. He's like, "Hey man, stop!" He's like, "I told you about playing that motherfucking tape."
Talk about playing that tape. Oh, now you care.
That's a highlight tape.
Yeah, it was a highlight tape. He's like, "Man, I don't care about none of that." And then O-Dog's like, "All I know is you better be ready to ride on these people when you see them." And Kane's like, "Look, I ain't killing no old people or no kids."
And they both laughed at him.
Yeah, they was because it's like you like I get your. He's one of the things like I get you're scared, but it's like, nigga, that ain't nothing to do with nothing. You stop being scared. That's what they from a stoner. Stop being scary.
They said, "Who's gonna be old out here at 12 o'clock?
Who's gonna be old? It's like 2 a.m. Who's gonna be old out here?" He said, "I don't care who out there." He said, "I'll kill anybody." And they find the gunman outside eating. Hey, look, that's one of my hood movie rules. Don't be out there eating after you kill somebody. Don't be out there eating outside. So,
and that is true. Everybody either drinking something outside of the store or eating outside of the store. Hey, bro, whatever happened just to going back to your car?
All that loitering.
They outside.
All that loitering.
They find the gunman outside and they just lighten them up.
Like, here's my thing, because
go ahead.
Because I mean, I can't even say like, because niggas do this stupid shit too. We see it every day. But whatever happened to you just killing a motherfucker and laying low? Like
they outside chilling.
Like, come on, man. Whatever happened, you kill a nigga. You know, you commit the crime because you in the streets, and then you just sit your black ass in the house.
Get your ass in the house.
Like, you see what old boy did. You see what old boy did and set it off. That nigga had all that Cristal, all them champagne bottles with him, Kenny.
Still in the house. He's still in the house. He opened the door. He said, "Hey, come on in here, man." You know, he head to the. Come on in here, man. Nigga's a villain. That nigga's a villain. And speaking of, I guess him and Tyron Turner, who plays Kane in real life, they was beefing. They was trying to fight each other. They was on Twitter talking shit to each other.
On Twitter?
Where?
Yeah. I was watching the video
Twitter,
earlier.
Twitter.
Yeah, he was on video, like still talking. He's like, "Yeah, but I see you niggas on. Nigga, you want to fight niggas?" I'm like, "Oh my god, you're too old for this."
This is probably fake.
My niggas is
that was
old.
probably fake.
My niggas is adults.
These niggas old doing this shit. And he was like, just like I said, tell him to stop being scary and go back to the movie. And they finally come outside, they kill them all. And that's just like I said, they light him up. And Kane feels like, okay, now that I'm killed, I can do it again. He's I now know that since I've killed, I can do it again. And I'm comfortable enough to do it if I have to.
Did he really kill though?
I got to go back and watch. I don't remember him being the one to shoot anybody, but he said basically
he shot the dude in the back like 3 times, but dude just kept running, and then Wax shot him in the chest up close about 2-3 times.
He said, "Hey nigga, you need some help.
Hey nigga, you need some help. You need some help.
You feel me? So he's the one that really like finished
nigga,
it off.
Need some help.
Yeah, but he contributed. What he's saying. He said, I never did that before. He said he's done it. He said, I know I'm killed. I can do it again. And here's the thing too. This is some trivia for you. A real joint was used in the scene where AWAX, Kane, and O-Dog in the car. MCA, who plays AWAX, is actually smoking it. Lorenz Tate's not doing it. He's like, Lorenz Tate was like, nah, I'm good. Kane checks
my lines.
He's I know my lines.
But MC8 is like I'm really that nigga. Like this movie is my life.
Introduce it all that.
Yeah, that's why he was
by him anyway. So
that's why I was just ad-lib.
Like this ain't no joke, nigga. This like I did get a check for this, but I want you niggas to know I live this shit.
Everybody else is over like getting to my inspiration. He's like, nigga, it's another Tuesday for me.
Yeah, nigga, what?
Right.
So Kane checks up on Ronnie and he hides money to give them in the house. And when they're eating, her son Anthony wants to play him in a boxing game. He starts cussing. He's like, I'll beat your ass. And he's like,
yep.
And Ronnie's like, hey, you know, all that cussing in the house. Whatever. She gets mad. And she's like, look.
There's really no male, what's it called? Role model.
Role model.
Yeah. There's
No,
really not a male role model around this little boy.
Kane you're right. Kane's not a good role model.
Kane is young, worse, bro. Y'all act like Kane is young.
Kane is worse than Bobby Smurf. Kane is worse than Bobby Smurter, bro.
Kane just graduated high school.
He worse than Bobby Smurter.
Just graduated high school.
Can he continue? Because I already know what you're about to do. Continue. This is why this nigga is probably the worst role model in role model history.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's a good role model, but I'm just saying he's young, so he's still trying to figure it out too.
I believe it, and I give you that. But you wouldn't do this around your little cousins, and Kenny's about to tell you what he's about to do.
Yeah, so he like I said, he's cussing, and Ronnie's like, hey, you know, you're like all that cussing and shit, and Kane doesn't see the problem because he's like, because he's like Parnell did that shit around me. He's like, you know, used to. She's like, no, fuck Parnell, like nah. So then he gets in the room. He gets in the room with Anthony. They're playing the game, and you know you sit up when you play the game. You know you sit up. You gotta get. Let me get up. Let me get up close and personal. So he takes his gun out and puts it up on the. Puts it up on the little dresser thing.
Now I'm about to beat your ass. What is that? Now I'm about to bust your ass or something like.
Come on, punk and everything. I'm about to beat your ass, punk. I'm about to really whoop on you, punk. Puts the gun up there and goes back to playing. And she's like, and the little kid's like, let me hold it. And he's like, all right. Gives him the gun.
Okay, and just yesterday, no, fuck that, Kenny. Just 2 days ago, you were scared of guns.
He said, now you got it on you. So, like I said, Ronnie gets pissed about it. Can't see the problem with it. He's like, Pernell used to do this with me all the time. And he, like I said, he puts the gun up and he's like, let me hold it. And he's like, let me hold it. And he's like, okay. He gives it to him, let him hold it.
Okay.
That's pretty much what he said. He said, he's like, okay, bet. And he showed him how to...
Hey, little man, this is a gun, bro. This is an adult. Nah, these ain't for kids. Like, nah, little man.
He ain't do that.
Nah, don't touch it.
He showed him how to use the gun. He was like, okay, look, point. And Ronnie came in. And Ronnie came in.
How? Punk ass.
Yeah. And what did he say when Ronnie came in?
It wasn't loaded.
It's not loaded.
What?
It wasn't loaded. He said, look, it wasn't loaded. Nigga, what?
That's the best. Nigga, that's the best you can do.
That's a good answer, though.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Yeah, that's the person that came up his head. He's, oh, shit.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
TK, that's terrible, bro.
I'm just saying, all right, so look. How many New Year's or 4th of July y'all done had when y'all done been outside and your people done handed you the gun and said you go ahead and shoot it a few times, whatever, when you was a kid?
None.
Oh, that's never happened to you, Sledge?
Never.
Okay. Well, I will say, I can see that. And I will say I had terrible parenting then, I guess, or terrible role model. I don't know. But I have a few times in my life been handed a gun and said, "Hey, go ahead and point it up to the air and shoot it." You know. Now, any crimes that happened back then, I don't think I should be in trouble for it. So
even if I did do it, I wouldn't incriminate myself or my parents.
I did. I did. Hey.
Them bullets gotta fall. That's the thing people don't really think about. Them
Hey,
gotta fall.
we had woods back then. So hey, any hobos or homeless people that got hit back then, that does not matter today.
Damn, that's terrible. But
let's get off this subject now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't loaded, and she's like, "Nigga, I don't care about none of that." She's like, "You really gonna nah?" She says pretty much like, "She's like, Anthony, I'm gonna beat you if I catch you with a gun again." And then tells Kane, "You don't owe Purnell anything." He's like, "I don't know why you kind of act the way you acting," and he needs to be glad you're alive at 18. You need to be glad you're alive at 18 and to stop your ways, or you're gonna end up in jail like Purnell. And he says, "I won't end up like him." And she tells him, "I don't want your money either." And he's like, "You know what?" He takes the money, drops it in her face anyway. Now we got Chauncey. Chauncey is out pulling insurance scams for white people at this point. And
hey,
yeah, he's doing insurance scams with white people. And
so I have a question though, right quick. So you notice how Chauncey said, "Look at Kane, bitch ass in the back, whatever, drinking while they robbing and all that shit and stealing." So you notice he was asleep on the couch when the dude knocked. Everybody's awake. They said, "Chauncey, wake your bitch ass up and get the door."
Yeah.
So I feel like they was just all disrespectful.
Yeah, because they didn't like him. They said something real wild about Chauncey too. I can't repeat it on here because we're on the podcast. But they said, "Wake Chauncey up," and they said something real wild about him. That's get you canceled in 2023. But Chauncey in the scene, Chauncey receives information about a car to steal that had to be dubbed by the actors in post production because of the air traffic. So they said that the airplane stuff was so loud that you couldn't hear them. So they had to dub the words in there later on. But in the scene, like I said, he pulling insurance scams for white people. Like I said, he had Kane, AWACS, and O-Dog do it for him. Very hypocritical. To try to, like I said, they do the job for him, and they get caught by the police. But the dogs out on them and everything. Them dogs fuck them up.
Hey, them dogs really bit their ass up in that motherfucker. Whether they in the garage,
get them dogs. And since it was Kane's first offense, they reduced it from a GTA to attempted joyriding, and they let O-Dog off with a warning since he was a minor. All right, now let's get into them ages.
Okay.
Now everyone in the crew they said was 17 or 18. O-Dog was 15. O-Dog was 15 years old in the movie.
He was not no fucking 15, bro.
He was 15. According to the screenwriter, he is 15 years old.
I've been selling crack since like the 5th grade.
He was 15 out here just murdering people and showing off security.
That's why it was a highlight tape, because he ain't care. He was 15.
15. Yeah, like I said, everybody else was 17 or 18. He was 15. I couldn't find the age for AWACS because I know he's the oldest one. I couldn't find the age for him. He's probably like 20, 21.
Who?
AWACS. I think AWACS is probably 21. I would say because he was
Petro. That nigga had a whole car.
Yeah, I think he was probably 21. The rest of them were 17, 18, and said old boy's 15. And this crackhead, speaking of, this crackhead tried to sell cheeseburgers to O-Dog for some crack. But when the crackhead, he offers to suck his dick for crack because he don't have enough money.
No. I think we should go to the first time. He went to AWACS for some crack. He had $2 for him. He said, "I got $2. He was like, so then this ain't enough with him. Then he checked his pockets and punched
money right here.
He checked his pockets and punched the crackhead. Then the second he said, "How many times I came to you?" So apparently he buys crack from everybody. He just
for sure. We kept seeing him.
That's his go-to. He just goes to whoever he can get it from.
Yeah, he pocket checked them and everything, and whooped his ass afterwards.
For no reason.
They was like, just give it to him. Everybody was like, just give it to him.
No.
He was like, nah.
Cause you know what
but
that
he was
was?
nicer than no dog.
I've been, you know what it was? I've been fronting you crack on consignment, or I've been giving you a deal, and now you getting too time to kick in now, bro.
He's a
Yeah, you getting too
crackhead.
comfortable.
Yeah.
What you
Like I said, he
mean?
came back this time though. He had some cheeseburgers. He got enough money for cheeseburgers. He ain't got enough money for crack. Like, so.
Well, them burgers was probably like 99 cents, bro.
They had to have been cheaper. I feel like they had to have been cheaper. The way
You
he
know,
was at.
cheese was definitely extra though. It cost extra. You could tell cheese cost extra.
Oh yeah, for sure. He got those cheese in it. Because remember the first time he was like, just let me get these burgers real quick, man. I'm hungry. Let me get these burgers. he's trying to get the crack and get some burgers. He was trying to go crazy with that little money he had. He was like, he's trying to get crack in a meal. Like he was having a good night. Hey, he's gonna suck some dick later. He's gonna have a good old night with him.
I knew that was coming.
He had a good old night. He's gonna sleep good. He's gonna sleep good.
It's like the Hughes brothers was like, they seen Boys to Men, and they seen a girl tell Cuba, you know, I'll suck your dick, and then they like, hey, we gotta top this.
Jeez.
So he said the crackhead had a cheeseburger so dog. We had enough. Always a fucking dick. And old dog said, "You gonna do what?" And he kills him. It steals the burgers too.
I'm just happy old dog didn't accept the offer.
Not everybody can be so strong. Wait to review later on. So apparently, when they fingerprinted him when he got locked up, they matched the fingerprints off the bottle he dropped at the liquor store to Cane's at the beginning. He gets interrogated by hood movie legend Bill Duke. Get Rich or Die Trying, Car Wash, National Security. Kane's in there, and Kane's in there messing up. And Sharif was kind of fake woke, I realized too, in this movie. Stuff he was being woke about made no sense. He was throwing up, and he says, "Get off your knees praying to that porcelain god."
That porcelain god.
He said, matter of fact, that white porcelain god.
That white porcelain god. He said, like, I know you ain't in there and get the I know you ain't get in there and get the HIV.
Yeah,
I know you ain't getting there and get the HIV. He said, Kane over there in that port. He said, nigga, fuck you. Fuck you. That white porcelain god. Get off your knees,
white
nigga.
porcelain god. I was like, this dude fake woke. Like,
where am I supposed to throw up at, nigga? That nigga Bill Duke was on his ass. He said, so you got the drink at 3:00. And he said, yeah. He said, but you just told me it was this close. He said, you fucked up, right?
He said it was 11 o'clock when you went over. Yeah, 11 o'clock. It was 11 o'clock. Yeah, 11 o'clock. It was 12 o'clock. It was 12 o'clock.
He said, I got the drink and I dropped it. Then I dropped it. Right? He was like,
in there slipping in there.
Bro, just shut your mouth.
So Stacy and Sharif are going to college in Kansas. Excuse me. And they try to convince Kane to come too, and Kane declines. And they make fun of him, calling him whip and everything. And he says, you know, he would never try to get at. He's like, nah, I wouldn't try to get at Ronnie like that. And he's like, you just here because Ronnie. I wouldn't try to get at her like that. And he's like, Pernell would mess me up if I did that. And they're like, bro, Stacy
got life.
He said, Stacy said, hey, he got life without parole. You better see what's up. Like, you better see what's up. So he's like, okay, and they make fun of him because he got toys in the car for the kids, and they make fun of him for it.
He said that's for little Stacy. It was for little Stacy. So the big Stacy had a baby named Little Stacy, and then he was gonna go to college. He was gonna go to college and play football
in Kansas.
Yeah,
in Kansas. Is Kansas even close to that?
He was going to a JUCO.
There you go.
There you go. So Kane ends up getting a car illegally, and he's like, "Man, this car nice, but I ain't got no rims for it. These rims ain't it." So
how much you pay for that car?
They didn't say how much he paid for it. They just said he got it. Like, pretty much said he got it off somebody, and he finds someone at the red light. And he robs them.
Everything's put away, right? Everything. My fault. He's like, everything on, the tags is checked out, right? He's like, yeah, man, yeah. All right, bet.
Yeah, so like I said, he sees somebody at the red light, and he's like, "Oh, there go the rims right there. That's the ones I need right there." So he follows them to the drive-through, and he robs them for his rims, his jewelry,
baby, and
yeah,
a
but his
double
rims,
burger with cheese.
his rims, his jewelry, his pager, and makes him order a double cheeseburger.
And that's why I said that cheese had to be extra because he ordered. He said, "Can I get a double burger?" He said, "With cheese."
he said, "Yeah, take a double burger." And he's like, "He almost got shot over nothing."
See, that cheese had to cost some money because look, you took everything else. I can't afford to get you cheese on this burger now, too. Right?
We supposed to be brothers.
Supposed to be brothers. So
you a baller? You a baller, huh?
He's like, "Oh, you gotta pay me." So Kane likes the quick money and becomes a drug dealer. And here's some more trivia. So 50% of the crack is real in this scene where Kane is cutting it up with the razor blade, according to the Hughes brothers. And there is a barbecue, and Kane pulls up, and there's a girl named Alina there, and she's trying to back out. Yeah, he's trying. Yeah, he's trying to back out. He blocks her off, and he games her up, and it succeeds. And Sharif's dad is there. He tells Kane, he needs to make changes with his life, and he's like, yeah, I'm not a Muslim. Go ahead.
I thought so that wasn't their teacher.
But that was Sharif's dad.
Oh, I thought that was the teacher.
That was Sharif's dad. He said
I'm no Muslim.
Because you got your father. He said, yeah, but you got a grandmother and a grandfather that cares about you deeply too, and they probably say the same things my dad say to me.
I'm no Muslim, but if the Nation of Islam wants to be, that's my boy Rob.
He said, "Hey, Keisha, get me a nice size plate too." He was hungry. Kane, don't die. Stay like you look like you was dying. Like you look like you was dying, man. Don't die, nigga. You making a mockery of this shit.
Right, bro. You better be happy they care about you, stupid.
Because they left your cousin. Because they left your cousin in the street.
Hey, they did Harold dirty as fuck.
Okay, so I'm back now. So Sharif's dad tells Kane like he needs to make changes in his life. And he's like, I'm not a Muslim like Sharif, but I agree with some of the stuff he's talking about. He's like, and black people need to survive, and you need to find a way because the path you on ain't it, pretty much. Right. And Kane likes the fact that somebody's coming at him the way he is. And he's like, he's like, I'll think about it, whatever. So on the way back, Sharif asked about that girl he was talking to the barbecue. And Kane says, yeah, I fucked. Here's the way he looked at him in the scene was hilarious. He was like, oh yeah, I fucked. So it's some more stuff. Stacy's kids were originally going to be there at the picnic scene, but they were cut out because the Hughes brothers couldn't work with them. He wasn't working. The kids wasn't working.
Oh, the kids were just a complete fail, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was the kids, the Korean kid, it was acted up.
I said, nope, no kids.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Only kid is Jada kid.
Yeah. Dang it. So they get arrested coming back from that in the car because I guess it's because the car Kane's driving. They said that the car looked too nice. So they get arrested and they get beaten up in the back of the cop car.
And took them niggas to the essays.
Yep, but they dropped them off in the essay side of town and to get beat up some more. But they were kind and took them to the hospital. And originally they were really good. They were cool people for real. They was like, hey man,
right.
He said that ain't right. That ain't right.
Nigga, they did this to us.
Originally, in the scene, Ronnie was supposed to visit Kane in the hospital after he gets beat up by the police. In the scene, it was supposed to have Kane and Sharif laying in the hospital beds watching a newscast where the police try to pass off what happened to them as gang violence.
Okay.
And Ronnie and Anthony have a heart-to-heart about the police brutality they endure. And Anthony asks if Kane is going to die, and it upsets Ronnie. And Ronnie visits Kane in the hospital and tells him, like, hey, you need to leave to Atlanta with us. Get away from all this. You have literally nothing going on over here.
Fuck Kansas, but I'll go to Atlanta. I fucking hate it.
He's like, why do you care? And she kisses him. And he's like, oh, okay. So showing that. Showing that she likes him like that.
Oh, so the booty it is. To the booty I go.
He said to the booty.
To the booty. Haha.
Aha.
So at Ronnie's going away party for herself, Sharif, and Stacy. Anthony has a let the little nigga try it moment with Kane and his crew, but it's stopped by Ronnie. And Chauncey, he's drunk. He tries to push up on Ronnie, and she's like, she's like, nah, leave me alone with it, leave me alone. And he's like, okay, I'm just playing. And he says, he's like, Kane, I'm just playing, you know me. And he's like, you lucky man. He's like, you lucky. He's ended up being a hater. So Ronnie asked him again, like when at this party now, you coming to Atlanta. And he's like, nah, I thought about it. And then she's like, I thought we was cool, whatever. And then he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm thinking about staying here. And then she ends up talking him down. And then he ends up, he's like, you know what, I agree. And then she give that nigga the entanglement. And the entanglement experience. When they get done.
Shut up, Kenny.
She get a nigga entanglement experience. And that, give me that honey love.
Okay.
How old do you think Pernell was and like Ronnie? Because that always seemed like a big age difference to me, too, a big age gap.
Too old. You know they was too old. You know how it is. This movie has been dead set on ages.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would say realistically, if Kane was let's say Kane was about 5 years old when Pernell was out here acting up. Let's say he was about 20. He would probably be like in his mid, probably 30s, like 30, 40, 30, like 35, 40 in jail. I would say something like that.
And then how old is Ronnie?
I would say Ronnie was probably mid 20s. I think she's probably mid 20s.
Okay.
I would say. Yeah, I would say mid 20s. So there's probably about a 10-year age difference between the two, like in character. And I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just saying this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, because I always wondered that too. Because Pernell seemed like he was older. He raised Kane, whatever. So I would say Pernell went to jail at like 18, probably.
Yeah.
And then when he was 18, Kane was probably what, 8? So there's 10 years between them. So yeah, he'll be 28 going on 30. Kane 18 going on 20.
Yeah.
Ronnie's like 25. Maybe,
and then
maybe
Ronnie
21.
like 25, 26 probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like from what I'm thinking, Ronnie's grown. She's got her stuff together.
Only because she got a kid.
Yeah. And so I said they mess around. When they get done, Kane is hanging out with the crew. And Chauncey, Chauncey being Chauncey, he tries to get at Ronnie again. He's like, man, look, come on, man. What you doing over there doing, bitch ass Kane? You talking shit. He said, I know it look better than him. So but this time he's a little more aggressive. He's like snatching at her and stuff. And Kane's like, hey, give me the gun. So then he gets the gun and he just gun button him. And they're like, oh my gosh. But, girls scream like, oh my God. He's just, what the fuck? He's just going crazy.
Was that necessary though? Let's be real.
He didn't have necessary.
You could.
He could
have just beat him up.
Yeah, he could have just beat him up. You pistol whipping them. You got kids in there. What's going on? They run out there. They got to bring it back in the room. Like, get your ass back in the room. And here's some more wild stuff that is supposed to happen. So in the scene, we were supposed to get a sex scene between Eilena and Kane, and it was supposed to be. They said, "quote unquote" animalistic. He's supposed to be going crazy in there. He's supposed to be going. They said, no kissing, nothing. This would be animalistic, comparing the contrast between that and then the way he was with Ronnie. And and he said it's supposed to be more innocent too, like where he doesn't know what to do with Ronnie, and Ronnie kind of has to show him everything too. And it's supposed to be for some reason the song "Backstabber" is supposed to play in the background too. The backstab. That's what we play in the background. But then they realized this song is too old, so they use Honey Love by R. Kelly instead. And at one point, Kane's in bed. And he gets a call from Eilena saying she's
wait.
pregnant.
I was on mute, and I had to hold this. Hold on. So they was really about to use the OJ's backstabbers because a man that's, but a man was doing life. Is that really backstabbing?
Nah. And he was okay with it because he knew it.
That's because he was stabbing backs. That's because he was stabbing. He's going crazy in there.
But he knew what it was though.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen. You doing life in prison with no parole. Let her move on.
Cornell knew what it was. He'd rather that than somebody else.
Yeah, he said, "Let it be me, because I know what I'm doing." So, like I said, Kane's in bed. He gets a call from Eileen saying she's pregnant, and Kane says it ain't his. He had to Jimmy on extra tight, and she says, "You the only one I've been with." He said, "Well, it ain't mine." And she said, "You man enough to take a life, but not man enough to take care of one." All right, so now we're gonna get into it.
Okay.
Why does she know that you're taking lives, nigga?
I was thinking that too.
My thing is, he didn't have to do all that because he just said that he was moving to Atlanta. So he could have said, "Okay, that's all right." This was the 90s. He could have just left, went to Atlanta still, and everything would have been kosher, right?
Yeah.
But no, Kane being young, not thinking. He just had to. I had the Jimmy on extra tight. I did. How do you have on the Jimmy extra tight?
Okay, I was gonna get into that. I was like, what is normal and extra tight? Like,
did he
how you do
twist
that?
It on something?
Like he put it all the way to his balls.
He had a
He put his balls in the rubber. He put his balls in the rubber. There ain't no way. He put his balls in his sack.
He said, "I had to Jimmy on extra tight."
I feel like that'll cut the circulation off or something after a while because
I just feel like I do feel like Alina. Here's my thing. So y'all was sleeping with each other, and y'all probably slept with each other what? 2 weeks? Probably about 2 weeks. I'll give it 2 weeks. I'm showing love. How do you know you're pregnant already?
All right, I'm about to tell you this right now. Eileen, the girl who Kane slept with, actually isn't pregnant and is simply lying to get money out of Kane, according to the Hughes brothers.
Okay.
They mistakenly let Aaron LaShawn Wiley, this girl who plays her, they got too carried away and cried in the scene where she talks to Kane on the phone, which led many viewers to believe that she's actually pregnant. I thought she was actually pregnant myself, all this time. But so when I saw that, I was like, okay, she was lying. But she was acting her ass off when she didn't have to.
So you scared to take a life? But you scared to raise a life, but you can take a life. Bitch, you're not even pregnant.
Because you were there lying. Yeah, they said she wasn't even pregnant.
Hence why I said if he would have just played it the right way, he could have still left.
I mean, I guess you got a point, TK. I'm not about to sit here and be like, you wrong. You got a point, nigga. Like,
and that's the thing too.
Track his ass down?
Here's the thing too. It makes her more evil too, because when you watch it before and you got this mindset, okay, she's pregnant and it can possibly be his, and he's like, nah, forget all that, and brings the cousin into it. Then it's like, okay, the cousin's just coming in to, hey, the cousin defending. Yeah, but the cousin defending her honor, and it's like, okay, so they're not in the wrong, and when you look at it in that view, but knowing that she was not actually pregnant and she was trying to get money out of him, it makes what she did devious. So people died for no reason when they didn't have to.
Yep, because at the end of the day, she was trying to. It sounds like what she was when Kane. It felt like when Kane said I had it on extra tight and was like, he was just so nonchalant, like, hey, what is it? She felt like he really disrespected me.
Yeah. So it goes from one side where it's like, oh, you did me dirty, so I'm gonna get my cousin on you. So on this side, it's like, oh, he ain't gonna give me that money back. I'm gonna get my cousin on you. It's wild. It's a totally different movie now. With that one little change, changed the whole rest of the movie. And we didn't rate the love interest. What are we rating Jada Pinkett out of 5? TK, you didn't want to give her that 5?
No, I don't.
You don't. Where you at? Where you at? 2?
I was at a 3.5. I'm getting tired of rating her. You got me changing my mind every week, every time, like that.
Jada Pinkett was fine in this movie.
Yeah, I'm going 5 as well. And what we going for Alina?
This is my last time.
Alina,
I'm gonna say that right now. 3.5. She's staying at it. Flat.
We're going for the specific movie though. Like each movie, they look different.
Jada Pinkett was fine in this movie. Alina was cute too in a little. Hey, I grew up with her in high school.
Yeah, she looked normal compared to Jada.
No, she didn't. She looked better than Jada.
I think she looked. She didn't look like. Okay, look, you got somebody that's like, hey, they look good, and you got, hey, this girl's movie star looking. This movie star good. It's different, you know. So you got your crush in high school. It's like, okay, she's cute, but then you got this one. It's like, hey, this is Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? This is such and such. I'm saying like this is a movie star.
Nah, I don't know what you're saying.
Wow.
Nah, you know what I mean, because
nigga.
you know how Cat Williams said. He said he got the Chrysler 300 that looked like a Phantom. He said until it pull up next to a Phantom. That's what this is. He said it looked like it until you pull up next to a Phantom. It was like, oh, that's what this is. But
I give Alina a 4.5 in this one.
So Chauncey is hanging with his friend. Yeah, this was wild. First off, the friend is watching the fight. He says, "Hey, you need to watch this fight. He whooping his ass. He whooping his ass the way Kane beat your ass." And Chauncey says, yeah, "That was wild. Like that's wild." And Chauncey says, fuck Kane. He's like, I got something for him. And he shows off the tape. He's like, look, he said, ain't gonna be too funny, when fans get this. And he's like, hey, I don't know about all that, but all I know is you got your ass. And Kane and Ronnie visit Purnell in prison. And he says he wants to teach his son how to be a man pretty much and to make Ronnie happy. And he's like, I can't do nothing for him in here. He's like, okay, bet. So here's some trivia. They added the whole prison scene right here to make the movie seem lighter. So that part wasn't even in there at first.
I thought it was gonna be hard as fuck.
Yeah, this movie just hard for no reason. So we see Junior from Players Club, and we never got.
That nigga got a real name.
We never got his name in the movie. His name
was Cousin.
Yeah, just cousin, big bald cousin. And like I said, he's Alina's cousin, and he confronts Kane and tells him he doesn't like the way he's treating her. And Kane says, "Oh, am I supposed to fight over a bitch?" And he said, "Hey,
yeah.
Watch you calling a bitch." He's like, "Watch you calling a bitch?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I'll watch." And then he just swings on him, like see. And he starts stomping him out. And Kane's granddad, they stomped the mess out of him.
Yeah, they start fucking him up.
And Kane's granddad pulls him off, and what's his name? Old Dog gets a little kick in too after that. And they kick him out the house and say he's in trouble. They're like, not he's in trouble. He is in trouble, but he is trouble. They say he's trouble, and they want him gone. It's like, we don't want that mess you doing. We good.
The devil got a hold of you.
Yeah, he's like, you good. And so Kane starts crying. He's like pleading. He's like, man, y'all gonna kick me out? And they're like, you gotta go. And he's like, that's when he feels he's gonna leave for Atlanta with Ronnie. And they're like, hey, don't mess her life up too. Yeah, they did it. Yeah, that was wild. That part was wild. And he's like, dang, that's how y'all feel. And Kane was originally supposed to be a lot more violent in the script and this throughout the movie, but they changed it up so the audience can identify with him more. And after he's kicked out, cops find out that Old Dog and Kane did it through the tape Chauncey sent. And Alina tries to stop.
Oh ass nigga.
Yeah, it's wild. Alina tries to stop her cousin from going after Kane, and as the crew is helping them move, Alina's cousin is in his crew do a drive-by on him. And Sharif gets killed, and Kane gets popped trying to protect Anthony. And the movie ends.
Pop.
He got lit up. And the movie ends with Kane bleeding out, and he says he cares if he lives or dies. He wants to live.
I'll tell you right now, for a nigga though that we never seen play a sport or do nothing active in the movie, he had a hell of a bear crawl.
Okay, I'll say this though. Like I said, I've been watching interviews and stuff. Apparently, Kane in real life got them hands. Like he was fighting like a whole gang by himself and all this other stuff. Like he was swinging on people. Fought P. Diddy. He was just whooping up on people. Like they say he was sitting there just fighting.
That's why his acting career didn't go too far.
Yeah.
True.
And he's one of the people. He a nigga for real. That's all you can say. Like whenever we do Belly, there's some more stuff about him. That's why
I know about that.
I'm gonna save for that one. I'm gonna save for that one. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for some more stuff for Belly. And like I said, the movie ends with him bleeding out. He says if he cares if he lives or dies, he said he wants to live.
It's wild how the most trouble one was alive at the end.
Yeah. And I had a question. So I had to look this up because in the movie when they show the flashbacks, there's a part where O-Dog gets arrested and put in the back of a cop car. Y'all remember that? When they show the flashbacks and you see he's like, man, my granddad wondered, if I cared, if I live or die. You see different things going on, like from all the stuff throughout the movie. Then you see a scene that was not in the movie, and they show O-Dog getting put in the back of the cop car. So in that part, that was I look it up. O-Dog went to jail for the robbery. That's what that was. They threw that part in there. He went to jail for the robbery.
That was the longer one you saying that you watched?
No, not the one I watched. That was a completely different flashback scene. I was like I said, I was watching the alternate version. But the one we saw, the original one, and you see like it's a quick, like I said, you see different pop-ups, and then you see.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, when you go back,
I don't remember that either.
Yeah, when you go back and watch the scene, like so, you see different stuff going on. You see him getting shot. You see him doing stuff back in the day, all this stuff, different stuff, and you see in the middle of it, you see O-Dog getting put in the back of the cop car. That's when you know O-Dog went to jail. So O-Dog went to jail for the crime, for the robbery. And there was a alternate ending where all this was supposed to happen, and then there was a scene where it's supposed to be Ronnie and Anthony. You said what?
A dream?
No. No. Ronnie and Anthony. So he's dead. So Ronnie and Anthony are now living in Atlanta, and some fireworks are going off, and Anthony starts freaking out because he's like getting PTSD from hearing gunshots and in Kane's murder. And Ronnie's supposed to hug him to calm him down, but then the writer Tiger Williams wrote it. He said he wrote it and was like, nah, and scrapped it. So he ended up going without that. But that's how it's supposed to originally end.
We didn't need to see that.
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't need to see that.
It ended well though.
Yeah. I think the movie because I saw the interview and they were asking Tyrone Turner, which is Kane. They were asking him if there's anything they took out the movie that he wanted to keep in there. He was like, no, the movie was perfect. He was like, the movie was perfectly fine the way they did it. He was like, this was things they wanted to keep in there. He was like, no, I feel like it was perfect. He's like, people look up to me. And he's like, I never thought people look up to me. He's like, but they do. He's like, I pretty much raised some people is what they said. And he said he don't feel that way. He said, but he gets it. And
I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that.
I don't think so either, for real. But I wasn't gonna say nothing about it.
So like I said, that's the movie. And what's the most gangster scene in the movie?
When the white boy met Chauncey at the house.
That's the most gangster scene.
You gotta have
some
balls.
Get up. He said, you said 1 o'clock. He said, I don't get up past 2:30. Like, nigga, you said 1 o'clock though. Like,
you did. But you get mad at me.
He came all the way. He came all the way to the hood for his fix.
He said, I want you to come back at 10 at night. He said, I gotta come back at 10 at night. I gotta come back at 10 at night. He said, oh, you scared? You scared of the hood?
Oh, you scared of the hood?
That's hilarious. TK, what's your most gangster scene?
I'm trying to think.
This is probably the most gangster movie out there. So this is
that's what I'm saying. It's a lot.
Like, because they were just doing stuff. They was out here just doing stuff.
I would say real talk. I say the most gangster scene is probably when he shot him over some cheeseburgers for real, like because
it wasn't no cheeseburger.
No, it wasn't because of the cheeseburger. It was because of what he said he was gonna do.
Yeah, it was a dick sucker.
But the thing is, you ain't had to kill that man. Like,
no, he didn't.
That man was just trying to get by. He could have changed his life. You didn't even give him a chance.
Wait, what? He could change his life in what?
He could have stopped being on crack eventually later on.
Oh, I think he's talking about sucking his dick. I think he could have changed his life.
I mean, he probably would have stopped after he got off crack.
Once you suck dick for crack, once you suck dick for crack, you might as well just stay a crackhead.
He said, "There's nothing left. Nothing else left."
There ain't no going back to that, bro.
The most gangster to me is the fact that he took the Daytons off this nigga's car. Because look, not only
that was wild. That was wild.
Here's the thing about that. It's not. The man had to sit there and watch as he took that shit.
But the thing is, how did that happen? Because I feel like he had to follow him to a shop or something, or he had to take him to the shop.
He strong armed him. So what happened was, you don't remember? He was like, he took the car, he strong armed the nigga, got the cheeseburger. That's the gangster saying, you got a cheeseburger off this nigga too?
You feel me? A double cheeseburger.
Got a double cheeseburger off this nigga. You made that nigga get out. You got in the driver's seat. You drove off, and then you went back to get your car.
It's the fact you took anything off the car. Like it's like,
yeah. But you took it back to the where you got your car at, and you say, "Hey, I robbed this nigga. I just want the date, and you can keep the car. We'll switch tires." And then he was playing computer. What was computer that they was playing? Pyrula.
It's the fact he had the gun on him. He's like, "Hey, sit right there." He's just moving around. That's wild to me. Like, I don't know. That's wild to me. So that's my most gangster scene. To take the rims off somebody's car and they had to sit there and watch you take it and do what they had to do the whole time. You just sitting there looking goofy as hell while you're doing it. So who was the real villain of the movie?
The real villain was Chauncey.
I don't know, because I'm thinking the real villain just might be the fact that he didn't have a positive role model in his life. Kane didn't have a positive role model. He had nobody for her to look up to be like, you know what, let me stop doing this. Now the only one that was able to do it was Sharif's dad, but even then it was still too late. He was still too deep. So it was like, because he was still like kind of fighting it off. And I don't know. I feel like with the situation that happened with Elena was wild. And the fact that Kane messed up a lot of people's lives too, when you think about it too. He's like,
but how though? Because Kane was like, I feel like Kane was there for that little boy the best way that he could be there. When you first seen him in the movie, he needed a new big wheel. So what did he do? He bought him a new big wheel. He was taking care of him. He was showing him what he could show him, because I mean that's how he living. He only 18, 19 years old.
Here's the thing, though. I'm saying, like, because at this point, you got the kid who's supposed to look up to him like a role model. He's showing him off, like showing him how to shoot a gun. He's cussing. He's taking you know what I'm saying? Like he's in the middle of a situation where, because you got into it with this girl Elena, like, so you got in trouble with these females. Now my kid's being shot at, like Ronnie's kid's being shot at. So that's all going on.
But that wasn't his fault though, because that was on Elena, because she wanted to play like she was pregnant and let it get that far. That wasn't. I know.
I'm saying you brought that situation over here though. That's what I'm saying. That situation is over here though.
But he was young and he was there. who else was there? You feel me? For that little boy. The only thing he was showing the little boy was how to survive.
I'm saying with each person, like how the lives he messed up. So you got that. You got Ronnie. So you got Ronnie because, like, at this point, she's trying to move on with you. She's like, okay, let's go move on, lead a better life. Like I said, you messing up.
Begging me to mess up her life. She was begging me to fuck up her life.
She was trying to get him to change. She's like, look, she tried to get him to change to the point where she's like, just move with me, just move to Atlanta with me. And
you realize that the real villain is Ronnie. Why do you always want to change somebody? He's trying to learn.
Listen,
he just graduated high school.
I'm saying all the lives are messed up.
What does that say about her though? She got a whole kid. Hey, look, he just graduated high school. Hey, I need you to be a man and take care of my son. What? Like, I'm trying to take care of me still. I just got
himself in a situation. What he
was worried about? He just wanted to get a car.
When you get somebody
nice rims.
When you get somebody like that and they got a kid, at that point you have no choice but to be like, okay, that.
The thing is, he didn't ask for that. She asked for him. He didn't say, "Hey, Ronnie, I want to move with you." She said, "Hey, you need to move with me." So he was easily influenced. He was a kid. She was taking advantage of him. Used him up.
Sledge saying something.
Sledge trying to say something. I don't hear nothing. I just see him.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it moving. Go ahead, Sledge. Yeah, he going too. I can't remember what he said.
I really wish. I know he got some points over there.
I know he said some shit too. He said some shit.
Whoa.
He said some shit.
He did. He ain't gonna have the same passion when we get it.
I know that's a fact too. Because he go, I see his face. He going off.
He need to come back. He need to come back. I need to hear parts of whatever he said.
But I'm also saying the fact, like I said, because like I said, the lives he messed up. Because you got that, then you got Sharif, where he like I said he got him killed, and he was trying to move on from that life. He was like, look, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
How did he mess up Sharif's life?
He got him killed.
No villain too here, right? Because Sharif's hanging around people that he knows doing bad shit. When you trying to change your life, why are you still like you can still separate yourself from the group? You don't have to be around that dude.
Am I back?
Yeah, you back. Yeah, we can hear you now.
I was unmuted this whole fucking time. I don't know why y'all couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I don't know. But go ahead.
I just said the real person. I said the real villain. Sorry. I said the real villain is his dad.
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. I said the greatest villain to me is the fact that he didn't have a real role model.
His dad. You remember he shot, bro. You know, Kane seen a lot of shit before his dad died. And then you had to go, your mom's a crackhead. I mean,
all right.
You don't have a positive role model.
Yeah, you didn't.
Eric, so how do you not have a real role model?
He does.
Your grandparents can only do so much.
I get that. I understand that. But
and then Pernell, and then the nigga that you was your role model is in jail for life.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. All his role models were trash because you got the mom and dad. Like I said, the mom's a junkie, the dad's a dealer. Then you got Pernell, who like I said, he was a knucklehead that went to jail for life with no parole. So whatever he did, he's done. It's most likely murder. But he went to jail, like I said, life with no parole. Then you got the grandparents. Like I said, the grandparents only do so much because at that point, like I said, they're old. They trying to preach the Bible to him. They trying to preach the Bible to him. I ain't trying to hear that.
Okay.
Right. Then you got his other role model, which for real, it's AWACS. You got AWACS. Like I said, he's the older gangster in that, and he said, "Look, I've done so much work. I ain't gonna do it no more. Y'all do that mess." So he got y'all doing that. Then you got the only other the only good role model at this point was what's his name? I can't think of his name. Sharif's dad. Sharif's dad.
Okay.
And he started listening to him. He's like, okay, but I'm still listening to him. And then he's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. And he's still like kind of fighting. So I said, he's the only person that ever really got to him was him. And then you got Sharif, which is a role model, but they're the same age, so he ain't gonna listen to him.
And then you got Ronnie. And then you got Ronnie over here, knowing your whole life, knowing everything you done seen, everything you done been through. And she want to put some more on your plate and say, hey, you need to move to Atlanta with me and raise my son.
That's not what she was doing. That's not what she was doing. I think Harold was a good role model too. But
what you mean Harold was a good role model?
ice, baby. But I think
that nigga had 240s and was fucked up driving a Jack in the Box.
Okay, so Harold wasn't a good role model?
No, Harold was not a good role model.
Okay, bet.
Harold was his best friend. He was his cousin and best friend, but if we talk about role models, if you talk about his role models were trash. The only role models that were actually trying to do something for him was like I said, was Sharif's dad, and then I would say Ronnie would be the other one. Those are the only two people in his life that actually were like, let me try to get you out of what you doing. Because it was to the point where you couldn't be there. You couldn't even be in the same state anymore. It was that point. They said, look, you can't even be in the same state anymore. That's how jacked up you are right now. You can't even be in proximity to these niggas. You got to leave. So that's what because Sharif's dad said, just go to Kansas. He's like, just go to Kansas. And then Ronnie was like, just go to Atlanta. Just go somewhere. They're like, go somewhere. You ain't got to be here no more. Just go. You tripping. That's how bad off you are right now. And now you got a murder pending too. Like, well, you're not was murder. You're a murder accomplice. You're a murder accomplice pending too. It was like, you got to go. This is where you got to go. And that's what they was trying to do for him. That's why I said the real role model is the fact that he didn't have a positive role model. Because like I say, he messed everybody's life up. Because now you got to think about Sharif's dad. He's like, man, my son, where my son at? Son dead.
Your son dead.
Why your son dead though? Because the people he was hanging around.
That's what I'm saying. He say, stop trying.
But that's still his fault. If you changing your life, why you hanging around people still doing the shit that you used to do, but you're not doing no more? You can't preach to somebody that's not willing to listen.
Well, Sharif wasn't. You acting like Sharif was there the whole time, though. Sharif wasn't there really the whole movie.
Yeah, he was, and you got to think he was helping him move. He said, "Bet you said you moving finally, but I'm gonna help you move." Shit,
true. That's just wrong place, wrong time for Sharif.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying, because you got to think all the murder and stuff they went through. He wasn't there the whole time. The only time he was there when I guess somebody got murdered was when Harold got murdered. And the other time he was like, you seen they was dropping them off. They was dropping them off to get them get that car. And you see they was when they was preaching, they went to the picnic. That's it. That's the only 2 times you see them. You ain't see another time. You see them at a picnic, and you see they was in the most friendliest places. Picnic in the front of the car dealership. You ain't see them nowhere else. And helping him move. They was trying to be nice. They trying to be nice friends and help him move. You need some more people? I got you. Let me help you move.
I got hands.
Yeah, I got hands. You know, I'm
My
not
legs
too
work.
Yeah, I'm not too woke to help you. And were there any redeemable characters?
Sharif.
Yeah, I think Sharif was already redeemed. He was already redeemed. He was already on his way. And then I think
Kane was almost there. Kane was on his way.
I can't even say that because the fact that it took dying for Kane to be like, you know what, I do care if I live. Like, it took dying to do that. That's why I can't say he was all the way redeemed, because like if he didn't get shot, I think he still would have been acting up still.
I think he would have moved.
I think he would have moved, but he would have been acting up. He would have been acting up in Kansas. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Or not Kansas, but Atlanta.
I feel like it'd have been harder though for him too, because he ain't have people around that he trusts. He'd be more of a family man because Ronnie would have him in the house.
Probably, but we don't know because he died.
Well,
so we never know. But I think those two, Old Dog couldn't be redeemed because he was to the point where he was like, "Bet I'm gonna show you all the tape." Fuck it. He couldn't be redeemed.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that was a highlight. He looked like he went for 250 and 3 touchdowns. When he watched that tape.
Yeah, he went for 2 murders.
You feel me? He had a triple double.
Yeah, I'm gonna say triple. Because he was going crazy in that movie. He was murdering people. Did the protagonist?
He had 5. He killed 5 people in that movie. So, like, if you count it.
So you got the 2 people in the
Asian store, in the store, in the corner store.
The 3 people that killed Harold. He
killed the one dude with the shotgun for sure. You seen him blow dude right away. And then so that's 3.
He killed the crackhead.
That's 4. And then maybe the drive-by. I don't know. Who else did he kill?
I feel like he shot somebody else.
I don't think so. So that's 4.
Even if that's the 4, because you got to think all the murders weren't. He didn't have to do that. Any of them.
I'm not gonna say he didn't have to do any of them. He didn't have to kill the crackhead. That's how I feel about it. The
crackhead definitely was unnecessary, but I think all of them were unnecessary.
I feel like the Asian people, I'm not gonna like. They didn't deserve it, but I mean, I wasn't upset. Like, you know, they was on their ass as soon as they walked through the door.
Yeah, because they were.
They were
being racist. They were stereotyping, but
yeah, you know,
in this case, they had a reason. Like they were in the right.
I mean, I don't know because they didn't have a reason just yet. Because it's not like he came in there and they just started taking stuff and wanting to leave. They went in there, they grabbed what they went to. They was about to go to the front. He had money, so it's like, I mean,
I don't know. It's the fact that he was just in there like I start going crazy.
Nah, because I mean, but bro provoked him. I feel sorry for your mother. What? Why you say that to me? You don't know, mom. You don't know shit about me. Why you feel sorry for my mom? Now all of a sudden he feels sorry for your mom, right? Because you're not gonna call her no more, like that. You know, like.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But yeah, so I think for redeemable characters, I would say Kane, but it was too late. Sharif was already redeemed, and then I'll say Ronnie and Sharif's dad. I would say Stacy. I would say Stacy too, because Stacy wasn't in that mess either. He was trying to be a football player.
Stacy was trying to go play ball, so yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Everybody else, because everybody else was out here committing crimes. Like, I'm trying to think who else. No, I think that's it. The grandparents was kind of like, I'll say the grandparents too, but they wasn't really there. They were just pretty much watching. They were just guardians. That was really it. They was just trying to make sure he was straight, but he wasn't. But they wasn't really doing much
because they were older at that time.
Yeah, they tried to preach to him, but it was like they could only do so much. Okay. Well, all right. So yeah, we got to rate the movie too. We never rated the movie. What we rating the movie out of 5? Oh yeah, I knew he was gonna say 5. This is TK's favorite hood movie of all time. You said it was this.
I mean, when you said The Wood, like, I don't know, because you know The Wood is my favorite movie.
Okay.
But you know, I mean, but I never really considered The Wood a hood movie like that until we discussed it on here. So it's like, I would say The Wood is still my favorite hood movie, then I guess. Okay. But the Menace to Society is definitely there and paid in full.
Okay. So yeah, this is okay. I'll say this. This was now Sledge said this is his. Oh, he's not here right now. But Sledge said this is an overrated hood movie to him. I kind of want to agree because this is one of my for the longest, this is one of my least favorites. It took watching it more and more for me to like it, but I would still say there really wasn't. There was a lesson in this, but compared to like I would say the big three. The big three hood movies is always this, Boys in the Hood and South Central. Like I can't stand South Central, but
what's the lesson in all those movies though?
I feel like there was a lesson in all three of them, and it's basically like you have. I would say you always have a choice. That's what I would say. That would be the message for these. You always have a choice, and that's what it was for all three of them. Boys in the Hood, but I would say each of them they got the choice, and they all went different with it. They all went different routes. Where you got Boys in the Hood, he got the choice, and he said, you know what, hey, Doe, let me out. That was when he had his moment. He had the choice moment, and he said, "Let me out," and he went home to his dad. Then you got this movie. He got the choice. He
went home to his dad. Go ahead. Okay.
Who?
No, but that's what you say. He went home to his dad. Okay, go to the second.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He went to him. He had the choice. And he did it.
Who?
Then you got Kane.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you the main characters. He went.
Kane. Okay.
Because each of them got somebody, either their family or friend that died, and they had the choice, and it affected them.
Okay.
It affected them some kind of way. That's what it was. They had that choice, and they went about a different way. Like I said, Trey, he killed him. Like I said, if
Trey didn't do it.
Oh no, my fault. He didn't do it.
I got you though. I know
you got Kane who did it, and it affected him because at this point he felt like, you know what, I can kill somebody and I can do it again. That's how you got that one. Then you got OG Bobby Johnson, who killed and then said, you know what? And then he ended up going to jail, and he met somebody. He met a Sharif. He met a Sharif in jail. Sharif's dad kind of character in there, and he said, you know what? I'm going to change my life around, and I'm going to stop my son from being this way. So like I said, so I say that's why I say the three movies, everybody took that moment and did something different with it. Where you had a murder, one said I'm not going to do it. One said I did it and I'm going to continue to do it. And one said I did it. I'm going to change my life around. So like I said, so when you see the big three, they all got different. They all got the same kind of not a premise, but the same kind of situation they dealt with, and they all went different ways with it.
All right, so how I feel about it though, for real, I feel like out of those big three, like you said, I feel like the lesson in all those movies is the importance of, like what you said in this movie, the importance of a role model or a father figure.
That too.
Because like you said, when he did When in Boys in the Hood, he said, "Doe, let me out." Like you said, he went home to his pops. He had that man in his life that was teaching him whatever and was just trying to tell him, like, hey, man, like, there's just some things that's above you, some things you can't do whatever. Then you had this one. Cain didn't have no role model. He was just living how he was taught how to live. So you can't put that on him. He didn't have nobody to guide him. So he's just showing his stepson the best way that he can because that's what he knows. It's if he's not perfect, but he's there. Okay,
to be fair,
OG Bobby Johnson, all right?
Okay.
All right. Then you got
OG Bobby Johnson.
OG Bobby Johnson, all right? He didn't have a father figure in his life, but when he had the opportunity to change, he said, you can kill a man and that won't bring a man back. But if you beat a man, his wounds can heal or something like that. So he was giving back to his son and the new generation because he didn't have that, but he had learned more when he was older. But when he was younger, what was he doing? He was doing what he had to do to survive.
But he went to jail. Like I said, he went to jail and he was still living that life until. But like I said, he had that situation where, like I said, because they all had a situation. They all had somebody that talked to them, and they went about it differently. That's still another thing. They went about it for role models.
I agree, but I feel like it's the importance of, like what you said, a role model or a father figure in them, because everybody had a different decision when they had somebody different in their ear or somebody different to give them a perspective on a different way to live.
Yeah, because with the role models, you had, and it's another thing about that same thing. You had Trey. His role model was his dad, and his dad said, "Look, you ain't gotta do that mess, man. Like he's like they killing us every day. Why be a statistic?" And he took that and said, "You know what? I'm not gonna be a part of that because it's always you kill them, somebody comes back and kill us. We kill them, somebody comes back and kill us. It's like going back and forth, and that's what it's a cycle. Yeah, exactly, it's a cycle. And Doughboy was part of that vicious cycle. He killed to get back, and then they end up popping him right back. And that's what it is. And I'm sure somebody went and killed them for revenge. So that's how it was. And then you got with this situation where you got Cain, where Cain, like I said, they killed his cousin. He fired back, lived that life to the point he got himself in a situation and got himself killed later on. Like I said, it was a vicious cycle with that. And like I said, his role model, which in this case, I would say the role model where he had that moment was with Sharif's dad. And Sharif's dad, well, he also had Ronnie too, but Ronnie's a little different. But with Sharif's dad, he was like, "You need to get up out of here. There's nothing for you here. You need to get up out of here." And he thought about it, and he still continued. He still continued to be a part of that. Whereas you got OG Bobby Johnson, who said, "You know what? I'm still gonna be a part of his life. I'm still gonna do this. Whatever." He went to jail, and dude told him about himself. He needs to get himself right. And he said, "You know what? I'm gonna try to break the cycle." He said, "I'm gonna try to break the cycle, and that's when I'm gonna go to my son and try to stop him because he's in trouble because he got shot." So that's what he was. So like I said, everybody had at one point. Yes, he didn't have his dad as a role model, but each of them had somebody in their life to be able to talk to him that try to be like, "Hey, you're going down the wrong path. You need to stop this." And they all went about it differently as well. And that's why I do like, because I'm not a fan of South Central, but I do like the fact that they all had that moment.
I was gonna say in South Central though, I feel like that's for a different show. But no, he did what Sledge was saying in this one. He said, "What happens to when a nigga do something they lay low?" Because what did OG Bobby Johnson do? He was laying low until somebody else got him back out there. We're gonna be honest, right?
Yeah.
Because he went off the grid and then he got picked up by some friends, and then that's when he ended up getting caught up. But it's like, he was doing what he had to do before. He was raising his son. He was trying to get out of that life because he knew what he did wasn't right. He was laying low. But I'm ready for that one too, though, because I feel like at the end of the day, it come down to, like you said, choices and role models and voices and role models and father figures.
Well, it's the role. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, he may not have had a father figure because OG Bobby Johnson, he didn't have a father figure either, but he had, because his father figure, I guess, would be that one dude, the gang member.
Nah, that wasn't his father figure. They was the same age. They was building the gang together. So it wasn't like he just ended up doing a job that he got in trouble for real. But that wasn't his OG or nothing. They the same age.
But okay, so I ain't seen in a minute, but like I said, so they're the same age. Then that will be, so this will kind of be the beginning of the Kane stage with the son at this point, because at this point he's like, look, I'm gonna try to talk to you so you don't look up to him. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point his role model, because dad was in prison, so at this point his role model was the gang leader.
Yeah,
his role model was gang leader, and the dad had to come in and stop him. And I feel like that's what he said. Like they all went different ways. But they all had a situation where they all had to, like to deal with the murder, and they also had one where they dealt with somebody, like I said, a role model.
Mm-hmm.
That meant that, I mean, at least what's his name had a father figure. They didn't have father figures, but they still had a role model they dealt with, or someone to be like, hey, get your shit together, and either they do it or they don't. But like I said, but we see what happens when you do it, and if you don't, like I said, either you can be dead, or they always say you be dead or in jail. And that's literally what happened. The only one that said, "Hey, Doe, let me out." We didn't worry about him dying or going to jail, but the rest of them did. And it's like
that nigga became a choir director.
He was on a gay cruise ship.
He was a choir director, and he went to Alaska and rode some snow dogs, whatever.
He wanted Ricky to make it, and he didn't make it, so he decided to go play football. That's what it was.
He played football for a little bit, and he got showed the money. But
that's what happened. And she said, "Read the movie." So we already read the movie. All right. So next movie on the list is They Cloned Tyrone. That's the next movie on the list.
Oh damn, that quick.
Yep, They Cloned Tyrone.
I was thinking about watching that today anyway, so that's what's up.
Yeah, They Cloned Tyrone is the next movie on the list. And I'm going to end it with this. You know I was packing the plastic. Shit, I ain't going out like Willie Lump Lump.
So who's Willie Lump Lump?